Hello, hello. What's up, my black and white brothers and sisters? Welcome to my channel. I am Alpha Anime, and this is What If Deku Had Never Gone to UA? Hopefully, my sisters don't crash the party or something. That would be very, very unfortunate. So now, let's get into it. Huh. Where we left off, All For One had been revealed that Deku is All For One's son, and he had just been dis what had been besp- dis he had been given a quirk, and that quirk is teleportation. That is the reason that All For One taught him kung fu and karate, so he could use the teleportation to his advantage to move around, maneuver, and go do stuff like that. So the first thing that happens is that All For One says, I have bestowed upon you the power of teleportation. Now, if you want to learn how to use it, just follow me. Then All For One flies him back to their base. Back there, Shigaraki and Kurogiri are just waiting for their master to come back. When it happens, it's like, who is this brat? Shigaraki just scowls at him. He All For One is like, do not be rash, child. This is my firstborn son. So yeah, he doesn't have another son, by the way, because I said firstborn. Sorry, my sister just came in. By the time he gets home, by the time they get there, Shigaraki scowls at them. So that happens, and All For One basically threatens him, and then Shigaraki gets mad. It's like, what do you mean? He's like, I had a son before I adopted you, so don't even try. Wait, how does that work? Hold up. Shigaraki backed down right after that. Then Kurogiri is like, oh, so you had a son before all of this. Oh yeah, but then I need to change that real quick. So he had adopted Shigaraki first, then the stuff with Inko happened because that would mean Deku had to be at least 20 years old, which does not happen. So instead, All For One says, this is my flesh and blood," and then all that stuff happens after that. Deku says, wow, so this is what you've been running, huh, Dad?" He All For One nods aside, then says, "Okay, Izuku, are you ready for me to teach you how to use your new quirk?" Like, "Yes, father, yes." Then follow me. All For One takes Deku into a small pocket dimension. I'll say that there was a quirk like that, but then like a small pocket dimension. He can like go into it like that. Just to train him. When that happens, in the pocket dimension, All For One starts to teach Deku how to use his quirk and how to use attacks and stuff. So what happened is, so Izuku, the first thing I need to teach you is how to start your quirk since you've never had one before. Izuku nods and All For One says, "Okay, just imagine that you want to be behind me. Imagine yourself moving there, but then don't move any parts of your body." When that happens, Deku instantly is teleported behind All For One. Is like, "Oh wow, you learned fast, Izuku. Good job." Izuku smiles at him, and from there he learned how to control it and how to use special attacks. So, yeah, that's what happens. He learns how to teleport and then do a kick and then teleport. As soon right after that, um, like in Nightwalker is what's that what it's called? The X it's an X man person thing. So yeah, that's what he does. And then now he knows how to control his quirk really well, actually. It's been a few weeks, and then he has completely mastered how to use it. He can teleport for to places instantly, and then all he needs to do is have visited the place and know and has to know where, like, the exact location. After the whole training thing, Deku is like, okay, so what now? What are we gonna do? All for One looks at him and smiles, says, we are going to raid UA, but we're gonna need you for this. That's why I specially picked out this quirk for you, so you could teleport into UA to get some special documents, so we can know the best time to attack. Deku nods at this and says, "Okay, what do I do?" Then he explains that in the UA office that there's a special file that has all their dates. Says just tell, and then All For One tells him that all he has to do is teleport from room to room until he sees an office door, and when he sees the office door, he'll find the files in there. Deku nods at this, and then the plan is underwent. So the first thing happens, Shigaraki distracts all of them by letting the reporters in. And while the distraction is going on, Izuku teleports in and sees the office, and then when he gets in there, he finds the file and immediately teleports to the base. On the comm set that he has, says, "Okay, the file has been retrieved. Abort. We leave. It's over." So they find out about the USJ, and they say that'll be the perfect time to attack. Dad, you come in? He All For One says no, it's not time yet. Deku nods and says, "Okay, I guess the Nomu, Shigaraki, and Kurogiri will be able to handle it." All For One shakes his head and says, "No, you'll need more allies. Just go onto the streets and bring some second-rate villains to help you just raid it." Deku nods and says, "Well, looks like we're going scavenger hunting. Who's with me?" So after they're done hunting for villains, they finally have enough villains to finally raid the USJ. By the time that the students have opened the doors, Kurogiri had started to teleport all of the all of the villains into the USJ. Shigaraki, Deku, and uh, and the Nomu step out. Um, Bakugo notices that Deku's there. Wait. By the way, before I forget, Shinso took Deku's place because of his quirk, and they recognized how good his quirk is. So Shinso's here. Also, his teleportation is faster than light. So yeah, Bakugo notices that Deku is with the villains. He then says, "Deku, what are you doing here?" With that stupid voice that Bakugo has, because I don't really like him. He's cool and all, but then he's not as bad as Ida, but then he just annoys me sometimes because he's such a toxic person. So he yells that Deku's here, and then Deku, to be scary, just teleports there and say, "Hello, Kachan." He teleports behind him and kicks him in the head, not knocking him out, not hard enough to knock him out, just to annoy him, just to get him pissed off, so he can be sloppy with his attacks. Deku then proceeds to knock out almost half of all of the kids because, like, Ojiro doesn't stand a chance because he teleports, knocks him out. So basically the only people that are left is Momo, Tokoyami, Bakugo, Todoroki, and Uraraka, because he, I don't know how to explain. He has feelings for her, but then he still doesn't want to show it. Yeah, murder. Sorry about that. I clicked something by accident. So only the strongest in Uraka are still conscious. Because Deku might be a villain, but he still doesn't want to kill anyone. Not yet, at least. So when that happens, he All Might, let's say Ida still escapes because Deku didn't think to knock him out just yet. And then and then so the heroes are called at this point. So they've started coming. So they're on a time limit now. They're not teleport. No one is teleported away. So those people are still left there. Bakugo's like, how could you turn into a villain? I thought you of all people would have a quirk. And then he's like, wait, yeah, speaking of that, how did you get a quirk? He's like, none of your business, Bakugo. As he proceeds to teleport right into to his face just to stare at him in the eyes. Bakugo tries to throw a right hook, but then he teleports behind him, punches him in the back, because now he knows pressure points. I forgot to tell you, he learned pressure points from All For One, and then with the pressure points, he teleports behind Bakugo and touches his pressure points, taking out one of his arms. Bakugo's like, "What did you do, Deku?" Like, "Oh, you'll see." He teleports in front of him again, and this time when Bakugo tries to throw another hook at him, he just catches Bakugo's hand, takes the explosion, and proceeds to grab Bakugo's face. Sorry, my sister walked in again. So he grabs Bakugo's face and slams him into the ground, not knocking him out this time. Then Todoroki starts sending ice at Deku, but Deku easily just teleports around it. He tries to hit Todoroki, but then Todoroki freezes his leg when he tries to kick him. Deku teleports back to where the Nomu is, and then All Might jumps in. So before, and also Aizawa was fighting the Nomu before, but then he was knocked out, and that's what happened. So All Might walks into the stadium, and then Deku, he's not a fanboy anymore because he's like, the hero who claims to save everyone couldn't save me. Then he jump. Then he goes. Then Deku goes over to All Might, teleporting onto his back, and then tries to attack him. He gets brutally knocked back to where then Shigaraki says, "Numo, catch him." The Nomu catches Deku and places him down. Deku is not knocked out, but then the whole Nomu versus All Might happens. All that happens, but then Kurogiri was never touched, so because Bakugo was knocked out. So that happens. So All Might is on the verge of death, but then Todoroki saves him by freezing the Nomu. But as soon as that happens, Deku teleports to him since Todoroki's off his guard now and kicks him in the head, completely breaking his focus, which leaves the Nomu enough time to punch All Might. But then that doesn't knock him out. That just keeps him in that he's basically stuck. So, and then All Might says, with all the one for all I have left. He goes over to the Nomu using United States of Smash, using his fist to pound the Nomu into next year, sending him flying. So when that happens, the Nomu is taken out, and what's his name? Shigaraki runs over to All Might saying, "You cheated! That Nomu was meant to take you out." But then the heroes get there just in time, with Snipe, the gun hero, shooting Shigaraki's hand, wounding him, and then Kurogiri says, "Okay, I'm taking all of us back." Shigaraki protests, but then Kurogiri had already teleported him back to the bar, and Deku teleports to All Might saying, "We'll meet again," and then teleports to the bar with everyone. All For One was like, "Was the mission successful?" Shigaraki and Kurogiri shake their heads, saying, "All Might survived, but he won't survive next time." When that happens, UA is still getting bombarded, saying, "How could that happen?" And the UA Sports Festival is coming up, but then I won't have to go in depth with that because Deku's not going to be in it. So that's what happens. I need a new vocabulary. I keep saying "and then" and "that's what happens." So I need to know a few more vocabulary words. So now they start planning for the next attack, which may or may not be at the tournament arc. Who knows? Well, I do, cause it's me. So that's where I'm gonna end the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. The part 3 is gonna come out tomorrow, so you better be ready, cause I don't delay. Hopefully, cause I'm kind of new at this. So goodbye, good riddance, and later. Peace.